Hey y'all, listen, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, but you are not a failure. I'm telling you right now, you are not a failure. You are thinking about the things that did not go well. You are thinking about the losses. You are thinking about all the times that you failed at something. You're thinking to yourself, dang, I can't get it. I can't do this. Stop. Stop that right now. That's not you. You are not a failure. Hey, y'all, I'm Dr. Tam, popping in here once again for another episode. Sharing with you today, just really quickly, in today's video, we are talking about, I'm giving you two more strategies to help you to redefine failure and to help you to develop a growth mindset. This is what is going to change the game for you. So we're popping right in, going ahead and getting started, sharing these two things with you today. So on yesterday's video or day 4 video, remember we're doing our 21-day challenge. So remember on day 4, we actually talked about the first part of that you are not a failure. And that was actually you just redefining what failure was for you. So, in doing so, I gave you two questions. What did you learn from the experience? So, when something did not go well for you, what did you learn from that experience? And then, number two, how can you use what you've learned from that to do better the next time? All right. So, we're going a little bit deeper today. I'm showing two more things. We're going to be quick about it, jumping in and jumping out today. Two more things that are going to help you to redefine or to reframe failure because you are not a failure. I want you to think about failure as feedback to you. It's feedback. What is it that you can learn from it? How can you apply that to the next time around? How can you apply what you learned to the next situation or the next time something like that actually comes around for you? Look, I may have shared with you guys a little bit before. When I was actually in education, it was always my goal, y'all, to move up, to like keep moving up in leadership. And so I was getting it. I was getting in there. I was I was learning, I was growing. I had mentors, I had really good advisors and good counsel around me, like people who really supported me. And so I was going to get it. So when it came time to go to that next level from an assistant principal to principal, because I had already worked in my current district for a number of years, like 10 plus years at that time, I was like, okay, let me give it a shot here. Very familiar with the community, kind of knew the ins and the out of the district, kind of the lay of the land. I was there, I was experienced, I had the knowledge, I had the skill set. And so, what do? You go for it. If you want that promotion, you want that opportunity, you want that advancement, that growth within yourself, take it to the next level, you go for it. And that's exactly what I did. So I go out and I remember this one interview, this one time in particular. I walk in, got the interview. I go in, I sit down at the table. They got all these people sitting around the table, right? They go around really quickly, introducing themselves. I introduce myself, I say my name, and then bam, we get started. So the very first person to ask me a question, she calls me by the wrong name. Like that's not the name that I just gave you, right? And to be honest, that kind of set a tone for the rest of the interview. It kind of threw me off a little bit, and then as we're going around, um, it just there that flow wasn't there because I allowed that to kind of throw me off, right? So long story short, at the very end of the interview, like the director, she was like, hey, I'm gonna give you a call by the end of the day. And this is on a Friday. Gonna give you a call by the end of the day. Did I get that call? Did I get that call by the end of the day? Nope. And so I sure did not went that entire weekend. And y'all, I'm just like stressing. Like that's all I could think about. You know, when you want something like really, really bad and you get that opportunity. And so now it's like your fate is in somebody else's hand. You know, and so you're just waiting, and that's what I was doing. So then that Monday, she calls, and I had already known that like I wasn't the candidate that they were. It was just something. that whole experience was kind of off. But what I did, because I knew that I wanted to pursue that even more. I knew that was in me, but that one experience, it had, I was able to take that experience, kind of dissect it, and I was like, okay, so like what went wrong? Look, we have no control over somebody else's behaviors, like their reactions, like the things they say. Those are things beyond our control. But we can control us. And I know for me, because I sat and I thought about that, and I thought and I thought and I, y'all know how we be sitting up and just thinking about like running stuff through our head like over and over, right? That was me. So I did that. And I was like, where was that breakdown? The breakdown for me was at the very beginning, because I let that one thing kind of throw me off. And that just kind of set the tone for everything else, because that's in the back of my mind. Like, okay, did they really just call me by another name? Like, yeah, it was weird. It was weird. But from that, I learned that, hey, things may go wrong. You got to have yourself together, though. Like, you can't let little things like that trip you up. Okay. You got to be firm and solid, and being able to address the questions that are asked of you, be able to elaborate. Like, you have to be able to move beyond. So for me, for that experience, I sat down, I took a look at it, and I was like, okay, what did I learn from this? And I figured out, like, I got to be solid. I can't let like little things like that like trip me up. That was something that I was actually able to apply to the next round, where there was even more people sitting around the table. So it was a little bit, I was a little bit more nervous, right? Just because the number of people was more. Killed it. Killed the interview. It was perfect. But I took what I had learned from that first experience and applied it to the second experience and made it better. Okay? Just because you fail at something, this is going to be the first of the two of the first of the tips on for the part 2. Okay? Just because you failed at something, that does not mean that that is you. That's not you. Okay? That may be something that you do, but that is not you. That's not who you are. You have to remember to speak life over yourself. It's like running a race. Along your journey, you may fall down. It's not always going to be a smooth path, okay? On your trail, it's not always going to be a smooth path. You may stumble, you may even fall. When you get back up, because you will get up, when you get up, you have to remind yourself of who you are. I can do this. I am a winner. I am smart. I am intelligent. I am strong. I am good. I am growing. I am learning. This is what you are saying to yourself, because you can get up. There will be stumbles. You can get up. And when you do, you remember to speak life over yourself every single time. Remind yourself, say to yourself, I am worthy. Because guess what? You are worthy. You can do it. Remind yourself, I am capable. Because you are capable. You can do it. Whatever it is that you set your mind to, you can do it. Remind yourself that you are learning. Give yourself some grace. Like, you know what? I may not have gotten it this time, but I'm not going to start beating myself up. I'm not going to come down on myself. I'm not going to start speaking negatively of myself, because I think for a lot of us, it's like programmed in us. It's so natural to us now that when something doesn't go right, you automatically start coming down on yourself. You're not doing that anymore. Don't do that anymore. It didn't go well. You know what? I'm still good. I am enough. I am worthy. I am strong. I am courageous. I am bold. I can do this. I am a learner. I am growing. You are reminding yourself every time you stumble. Mm, get up, shake it off, and keep going. The second tip I'm going to share with you today, I want you to celebrate your progress. The progress that you are making, celebrate your progress. It is about perfection, excuse me, about progress, not perfection. I think one of the biggest lies that we have ever been told was that practice makes perfect. That's not true. Practice makes progress. Think about that. Practice makes progress. The first time around, you may not get it. The first time you do something, it may not go too well for you. It's like the first time you ever tried to bake a cake or something like that, or bake some cookies. You didn't have the right ingredients. You did the right measurement of your ingredients. You thought you did, but it didn't quite turn out the way that you thought or the way that it was expected. So then what do? You try it again. The second time, up a little bit better that time. You keep trying. The third time, okay, got it. Now they're edible. Now I can share them with people, right? Like people can eat my food now. Like people can eat a piece of my cake. People can eat my cookies because you kept trying. It was the progress that you were making. You kept practicing, you kept practicing, you kept practicing, and you were making progress. And you got better every single time you did. Every single time you were getting better because you were growing. You were learning along the way. Failure, it's a feedback. It's opportunity for us to sit and understand what happened, like what went wrong, and what can we do to make it better the next time. Because you will have a next time. You just got to keep going. You can do this. You can do this. Absolutely. I want you to walk away with this nugget today. You are not a failure. You look at the situation. What is it that you can learn from that situation? And how can you make it better the second time around? I want you to speak life over yourself. And by the way, I've added a link below in this video. It is I have created a 30-day biblical affirmation ebook that is going to remind you of who you are. You put your hands on that, you grab a hold of that, and every single day you start speaking those affirmations over yourself, reminding yourself of who you are, reminding yourself that you can do this every single day. Okay? Go ahead and grab that. And then thirdly, I want you to celebrate the progress that you are making. When you look back, are you still standing in the very first in the initial block at the very where you started? Are you still standing in that place? Or are you further along? You further along. And I'm going to share this. You are further along than what you even think. You are further along than what you even think. I want you to keep going. I want you to keep making the progress. It's progress, not perfection. You're not always going to get it right. It's not always going to be perfect. But will you make the progress? You will make the progress because you can keep going. It's in you to keep going. I've told y'all, this is our fourth quarter. We still got time though. It is still time on the clock. We got time to get it done. You just have to keep going. All right. Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Tam. That is day 5, wrapping up of how to reframe failure. How to reframe failure. I want you to go back. I want you to watch this video, watch part 1. I've linked that below for you as well. Go back, watch part 2. I want you to take all 3 strategies. I want you to take these and literally start implementing them. And you watch the growth. You watch how your mind, how you look at things begin to change. When we change our input, you will change your entire outlook. You got this. All right. I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach, and I'll check in with you tomorrow.